Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
hello.
Yes. Hi, Miss Nhi. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Every time I can do podcast with you is great.
Yes. Yeah. It is not easy for us to come together because Miss Nhi is always so busy and I'm always traveling around. And if you know, both of us, we used to run this. Okay. On now, she's still doing a lot about education, right?
Yeah.
So, Miss Lee, so what kind of education maybe you want to share with us that you do in terms of your education programs? I know you do quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I do about leadership, business training, and
Mm.
also I do about psychology.
Ah,
Um, the rest I need to call help from outside with other trainer, but that
yeah.
is the main thing that I'm practicing and
Uh,
doing every day.
uh-huh.
Uh, and I think that is what lead to today topic, right? But Pauline is a good for this topic. I think you guys will learn so much today because, like I say from episode one, so someone who on the stage and really own the place and really do it well. I think is Pauline so far in my eyes as as a female leader side. Not talk
Thank
about
you.
male. Yeah, I'm talking
Thank you.
about female. Yeah.
No, yeah, good too. It's just that the language wise, because you see me in English, so you will think
Yeah.
that I'm better than you because of the language. But when I see you doing in Vietnamese, wow, it was really awesome. Although I don't understand, but I
Yeah.
can tell from the vibe when you speak on stage. So that's
Uh,
why we are talking about leaders, you know.
yeah.
And one of the key things that leaders need to do is actually speaking. So both of us, because we are in the education industry, one of the key things that we need to do every time would be speaking. And
Yep.
like you, I do train quite a number of speakers and trainers over the years, especially because I need to expand my company. It cannot be relying on just me and my business partner, which
Yep.
at the start it was just the two of us. So two of us were like we were speaking and speaking and speaking a lot, so much
Yep.
so it's like I think Miss Nee is the same. We will just run from one channel to another channel because she started during the COVID time, so it's really easy for her, one channel to another channel in the
Yep.
online platform. But for
That's
me,
right.
I started off way back in 2010 where my speaking in education that time not really a lot on online, it was still the on stage. So I got a lot of practice in speaking on stage in and as much as I think like 6 to 8 times a week, and I have to fly around Singapore, Malaysia, then Taiwan, then Shanghai, and I wake up, it is really to go and speak about financial education, and that was what I was doing in the past in financial education. So I trained quite a number of speakers, and Miss Lee also had a chance many years ago to attend one of my training sessions in one
Yeah.
of my speaking course, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So this is where you realize that when we lead as a leader, it comes to today's topic about leading with energy, and not everyone who speaks well can lead.
Mm.
Yeah, because we know that, for example, I train quite a number of people who speak. And eventually, I realized that yes, surprisingly, when they can speak well, it doesn't mean that they can lead well. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So, what is then your take? Maybe we have to break it down. Today, there's a few things in this topic. First is leading with energy. Then after that, we talk about speaking, and then we talk about leadership and speaking with leadership. Things like that. So let's break it down bit by bit. Okay. Maybe we will start off with this thing about leaders' energy. So, Miss Nee, what does leaders' energy? Maybe you want to share with us mean to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think a lot assumption about you need to speak well only to can lead. But energy here is to talk about everything during yourself in work and during yourself in life too. I I saw a lot. go to work with energy because they have to perform, but when in their private life they are disaster, for example, and people can pick up with that energy. Or for example, they don't take care of their health, and this I am to be upfront, right? Because I I walk out or any organization or team and I can see the leader and I see the rest of the team and I like, no wonder why the rest of them look like that, for example. Because just just talk about what you eat. Do you train? Do you exercise? Do you groom yourself as the person personally first before you're going to tell the team, hey, you also have to keep your health in check because we're going to do this in long run, for example. Or energy here, the next thing that you have to take care is how was the environment at work. How do we all starting at work? Like we start with, oh, yesterday I sleep late, I'm scrolling TikTok so much. Or you start with, oh, yesterday I have even I sleep late, I have a wonderful conversation with my mom and my dad or whatsoever. The preparation of enter the workplace, all this talk, all this sharing, all this meaningful environment for people to fulfill their energy to work. So I think that's for me is mean energy in
Mm,
leadership. Can you demonstrate that, provide that, and also show people how to do it?
yeah.
Because we
Right.
tend to tell people like, hey, go work with a full of energy, but we ourselves not in check. Are you
Mm,
in the full energy too?
mm,
Right?
mm,
Or you tell people to be full energy for work for you, but then you're not in full energy. And I think the only difference between leader and I don't call people to work with me, but I say my team. Leader with team is you just have a recovering speed faster than your team. That's it. But the reality is we all human. We have a down a day that we feel low, we feel burned out, we feel, we feel enough. It's just different. I don't know how about you, Pauline, but because I see your stamina quite stable and recover fast too. But for me, if I'm too tired, it take me like just 24 hours to feel better. If I
mm,
have a long event like we run, I know you recover very fast, but for me, it's still like a week to recover if intense event for like back to back many days. So
mm,
I think aware of your energy level
mm,
first have to be checked on it, but then aware of it and then find the system that is work for you to recover and then it motivate the team to do the same. So we
mm,
all have a take and give kind of moment,
mm,
right? You cannot think people can have it 100% all the time.
yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I really find that leader needs a lot of energy. A lot.
Yeah.
Right. And when it comes to the energy, it's not just about um energy is something that people can feel. Okay. It comes from internal. So a
Yep.
lot of parts come into play. So Miss Nee just now talked about the different things. First, physical. Yes, physical is really important. And Miss Nee is saying my stamina is great. It is true. I work out a lot. Yeah, and I used to be a very good runner. Okay, the guys, my office, my team members is just a Miss Nee. I used to run with team members, and many of them are guys. I'm one of the few ladies. And at the point of time when I was like near to 40, like 40 plus years old, I run with a 20 plus year old. They can't outrun me, that kind of stamina. And even when I do work out, I have a lot of strength as well. But that's because I constantly train. It is a consistent behavior, right? And the energy also comes with internal energy, which is the attitude and what we give up to the people. So whenever I step into the office, okay, or when they see me, like now, right now, if you guys didn't know, okay, maybe just to give an example, every time Miss Nee and me we start recording, okay, for like these sessions, okay, maybe sometimes you watch it at night, Sometimes you watch it in the afternoon, but we always do it very early in the morning, like 6, 7 a.m. So when
Yeah.
everyone's sleeping, we have started our work, our recording, and so on, and we
Yeah.
still kind of like vibrant. Like people was like, "How come you don't? You it seems like you don't need to sleep." Well, I do rest,
We do.
but yeah, of course we do. But I have over time know how to rest and when to rest, and of
Mm,
course I did overwork myself. Frankly speaking, when I was a leader, I tend to overwork myself. I have to admit that. Okay. I
yeah.
push my body to a limit which I didn't even know. And sometimes it breaks down. And if in fact it has broken down quite a bit at different times. Right.
Yeah.
So this is the reason why I go into health and wellness right now to build up on the teach people to build up on immunity such that we can run longer, because it's never sustainable to push the body to such a limit. Because I
Yeah.
used to fly around a lot, like I sleep, literally sleep on the plane. The next day I wake up, I start my sessions, right?
Yeah.
And I go back to the hotel. That's where I regain my energy. I have to go back to the hotel and regain my energy. And as much as I can, I don't go for a lot of social activities. I know leaders sometimes we have to do business networking, but as much as I can, I don't do that. With a team, if I can, after I rested, then I will go like have a light dinner with them rather than to party and to drink alcohol to make sure that I ruin my body.
Yeah.
So the key thing about energy is, yeah, the leaders need to start to have a really healthy energy. I think
Yeah.
just start with habits. For example, if you realize the really healthy leaders, what they will do is they wake up at like 4 5 a.m. They will
Yeah.
meditate. Then after that, they will maybe read a book, have their cup of coffee, maybe go and do their workout before they step into the office at about 8 a.m. And that's where the energy comes in.
Yeah.
This kind of routine, whichever works for you, not everybody needs to work out. Like some of you said, I'm not a workout type, right?
Yeah.
Some
But
of you
you
are,
can walk. Still can
oh,
walk. Do
yes,
some stretching.
yes.
Anything that give you a little bit of flow. But again, I still think you need to exercise.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because a
I
lot of
have.
people think workout has to be like ooh 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 ooh
Yeah.
get this. No no no,
It's
not that
not
or
true.
run. No, it doesn't need to be that way. It can be like a simple stretch or a yoga. Yes, right. Whichever that works for you. Okay. So this is where you get the energy, and that energy will flow into the team, and the team will know that the leader is leading a healthy lifestyle. And that's
Yeah.
where the whole company, the energy will be great. Like, my previous company,
Yeah.
because the leaders are really healthy, we don't really smoke or drink. Most of the team members that we employ, frankly speaking, they don't really smoke as well. Maybe one or two out of the 100, okay, that they smoke. So most of us don't really also take smoking, tobacco, and so on.
Yeah.
So I would say all this energy, it comes from leading by example. A
Yes.
leader needs to do. Yeah. But the key thing now we are need to talk about, since now we have talked about energies, then we have to move on to the next part, right? As in, we talk about speaking. Whether so, maybe I'll ask you, have you met anyone who barely spoke, but like, or maybe they're introvert, they keep quiet, but people naturally want to follow them type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I have few under me.
Oh,
You make my team, right? I'm the one who talk the most already. The rest is like barely talk. And that's a suffer because I also used to be like them. That's why I understand their pain and their problem. The, I think you don't remember much when I was in your class or be attendant because back then I have not practiced, right, and also back then I'm still very shy and I'm sit behind. But for me to be here today in the YouTube and do what I'm doing, it's take many years of practice and myself break through my own fear and believe that I'm a cameraman. I'm the camera shy. I don't like to talk to people so much, and every time I talk to people, I have that fear and anxiety. So yes, I have all that. It's just the love to do what I'm doing now is so big for me to can break through that. So I think the young people have to find that passion, the passion that make them can transform themselves. But back to your question, um, I realize that the thinker and the doer sometimes they're not good with speaking,
Mm,
right? Because they're not born with it, because they use a lot of time to think, they use a lot of time to analyze stuff in life. They can be a good writing, they can
mm,
be good systematic person in work and organizing, and they can good with run around and make things happen.
mm,
But when you tell them to stand and talk, they tend to be a lot of anxiety and fear come up because it's not natural for them. But also I learned something that skill can learn. Compare with you just have speaking skill, but the doer and the thinker and the analyzing and strategy, if you don't have it, it cannot be backed up for speaking. So maybe later you will share with me about that. What do you think? Is that correct? But that's how I observe it. So when I see the team now who like look like me 10 years ago, it quite you know how far you go, but you also know that they can be here, they can be here if they keep practice.
mm,
And the fun part of watching people practicing, and um they awkward, and you can see that they have so much in their brain. But also now go back to the weakness of that. You have so much in your brain, you have so much knowledge in your brain, you have so much skill that when you're doing work you do it nicely and perfectly. But then now teaching and training is another skill. Like how is that
mm,
come out from you that make other
mm,
person think, and after they think they like, interesting, now I want to learn more, and then make the
mm,
person think and interested to learn more, and then they want to figure it out on their own. And I find
mm,
that is after at this day in my life I still feel a teaching skill and the training skill and the persuade people how to do things, and persuade people how to do things for them actually. It's so hard. It's really really hard. That should be booked to the genius list. I think it should mark at genius list, because if it easy, everybody should be able to do it, but it's not, right? So
yeah.
yeah, so I think that's what weakness I have around me, and I think they still have a long way to go.
Yeah, but it is mainly this thing. This is something that I'm working on as well. And it's not easy. It's called the circle of influence. How to influence people
Yeah,
is the most difficult skill. Yeah. I mean, in fact, we say this is the most difficult skills, but the two of us, I think we kind of like have done it. Every time I say, wow, this is really difficult. But I think both of us have, we can't say we have not done it before. In fact, we have done
yeah,
quite a good job in influencing and inspiring quite a number of people. Like when I first started in my financial education business, there weren't much ladies. Yeah, so in 2011, I wrote the book Value Investing for Women. And me being one of the rare women who started to speak and share about investing, really gave a fresh appearance in the industry. And especially, I like to wear pink. And in the financial industry, most people are very somber, serious, and they are from the bankers kind of background. So when I come in, I give the image of I in the past it comes as a millionaire mom. I've got two kids. Investing is not as difficult. I share it in a way that is easy to understand. So this is about training and influencing people, right? So it lets people know that, wow, it is not that difficult. So when we come to people who don't really speak well, frankly speaking, I must say, a lot of times people like to follow those who don't really speak well. I must say,
yeah,
yeah, those who are quiet. Yeah, contrary, yeah. If a leader is too outspoken, like sometimes for me, they might be scared. So there's actually a barrier. So when I start speaking, they find out, wow, Pauline is so articulate. And because she's so articulate, I don't dare to speak to her. So that's where I go to another person who's more quiet, all right, who's more tame. And I can speak to that person, and the person will just think because the person is so afraid of not articulating well, and because that's not their skill set. So the person will think through, be quiet, and say it in a way that
Mm,
probably will take care of the other person's feelings even more, probably, or they find that it's less harsh on them. So
mm,
this is where I would say I've seen leaders who generally also, when they are quiet, they really have people to confide in them. But this is to a point, I must say, there's a limitation as well. A leader cannot always don't speak. Yeah. You might not be
yeah,
able to articulate well. If a leader who can't articulate well, who cannot speak to the audience well, because no matter what, let's say as the organization grow, we have to speak to the big audience, right? So, and but the key thing is this. Uh, I want to use this thing because I asked this question. Met a person who barely spoke, and people naturally follow them. I want to have a little bit of distinction on that because if you guys didn't know, the audience over here, Miss Ni and me actually we hardly speak one.
yeah,
We are quite introvert.
yeah. I think that's something that people very surprised about me, and even for you, right? I think people think we will talk all the day. It's not true. It's just because in front of the class we have to train, so we have to talk. But in general, we just want to sit one corner and do nothing and say nothing. I mean, not do and they do nothing, but do things we like. Pauline will do things she like. I do things that I like, but we don't like just assume. Okay, me and her tomorrow go for holiday together. Just assume she will walk one side and I will walk one side, but we won't talk to each other. But we okay with that. That's the thing. That's the thing about leader that people don't get it. I said because we understand each other so tired already. We want to rest and we indirectly understand that we both need that, right? So that's something is so hard to explain to people when I tell them. I say no, you think we talk a lot, we're not. Huh? How come?
That's that's the issue with me and my previous spouse. And what leads to the divorce is because I don't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because by the time I get home, I was so tired, right? And
Mm,
I've used up all my words, you see. So in the first place, and a lot of you know that at home I'm very quiet. I don't
yeah.
really want to speak anymore. I'm and I have to push myself in order to really speak in front of the audience. Okay,
Yeah.
because I love to share. Okay, but that doesn't mean I always like to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm known at home as the one who's not the extrovert, who's not talking. My elder sis is the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
anything if they want to be to make sure that there's the multimedia to blast news, they will talk to my elder sis and not me because I'll be the one quiet in one corner, read my book, all right, and not meddle with anybody's business. Yeah, kind of person, right? So I think that's the thing we say that we are natural leaders and people follow us is because generally, and my current partner was like now realize, oh, actually you are a very good listener. Then I said, oh, yeah, and he will be very because he's now American. He's an American, so he'll say, what if I keep on talking? And I said, good, please continue to talk, right? And he's so afraid that he keeps on talking and he doesn't really. I didn't really say my like whatever that I'm feeling. I said, no, 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 no. I'm good with that. Right.
Yeah.
So I love it when my partner talks a lot and I can be a listen. Of course I talk, just like now. I talk. I mean Miss Lee and me, we do talk. It's just that both of us can be quiet and listen and we love that. And
Yeah.
now, right now, where am I? Okay, for all those who didn't know, I'm now in like a 12-day retreat alone in Koh Samui. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, and I love it. And why am
yeah.
I doing it? It's because for the half a year, I run. I've been like traveling a lot, meeting a lot of people, and there are times I really need to like have the 10 days with myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I've been with. So I tell my partner, so I have to go back, right? I need to be with myself. Give me like a 10 day. Then I will fly back to US. And that's where we will start again to meet people for business, for social events. Yeah. And because for the past year, I was in the Rotary Club, I also run a lot of events. I'm always the MC because I can speak so well. The moment they know that I can do MC job, I was like, it's always the one. The moment they know that I can run events, I was always the one to run the conferences, right? So
Yeah.
for the past year, it has been really tiring to meet with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good. It's good networking, yeah. But there are times that we need to step back. Okay,
Yeah.
so that also puts me to the next point, right? And when we talk about leaders who don't really speak well, maybe I want to ask me like, why do you think they are so magnetic? Like, what is the thing that attract people to them? If they can't really showcase themselves, they don't really speak. Like leaders who are quiet, okay, what do
Mm,
people want to really follow and they like the energy? Mm,
yeah, I think it's the energy thing that you just say, right? But I feel for me when I see the leader who are introvert, but when they share things, it have a depth of I understand what they try to say. It kind of the respect is there. It mean
mm,
you know this person may not well speaking much, but whatever they say or he say is it have a conviction. It's like ensure that they already do it, done it before. They not just smoke you around. And I think that's also make people feel like they want to come to that person for advice, for hearing the
mm,
experience, for ask for feedback and so on. uh, of course that the person, the audience who are going to listen to all this leader, they also have to have some backup knowledge or like the basic knowledge to get, oh, is it he know what he talking. You cannot sit with a math teacher and you know nothing about math, right? You need to know a little bit to cling the knowledge together. uh I feel I think it's the energy first because they make
mm.
them feel safe, they make them feel being heard, and they make them feel like not too perfect. Because I find interesting if people think we follow a perfect person, but we actually want to find a person that been failed before and now been better because we want to learn from them. If
Mm.
you hear the person too perfect, actually you find it's not normal.
It's
You
quite
know how.
scary. I know a lot of people are fearful when we are. I have that also. Wow, this person is so successful. Like,
Yeah.
but actually, the person failed before. I wouldn't say a lot of.
Yeah, and the person don't not willing to share the failure, and that's a scary thing for me. Actually every time I meet someone and I say, oh, how you so success, and share about their life story or share about their work experience, and they hide certain things because I'm sure if you know we fail, you fail, I fail, we share so much here, we share in private, we fail, you have to fail. You have
Mm,
to do wrong thing to learn. You can't say. And when they don't share all that out, I have very skeptical about, oh my god, if next day or one day I'm going to work with you or I do project with you, and if you do something mistake and you hide from that and you hide from me, and then we cannot fix together as a team, that's quite scary for me,
yeah.
right? Because if I'm going to be a working partner with you, and at least I know what is not go well, what need to be correct for the future, or even for the work relationship. So
Mm,
yeah.
yes. True. Yeah. It is. That's why I say. Magnetic thing is like a thing. I would say
Yeah.
not everybody would like probably a quiet leader. There will be times that they prefers leaders who talk. It all depends on individuals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably I would say the good thing about quiet leaders, why are they so magnetic? They don't really speak well, is really because people feel more comfortable with them. It's not so intimidating. Yeah, so when you find someone who really speak out like very loud, whoa, 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 some leaders can be really loud. Okay, so this person can be quite intimidating for people, especially for team members who are young. They are scared, yeah, things like that. So maybe we talk a lot about like energy, and we talk about wow how good we are. But I want to tell you, just now Miss Nee brought up a really good point. We are also human beings.
Yeah.
Like we make mistakes before, and sometimes we might have really times that's not so good, which means when our energy is really low. Okay,
Yep.
so if during a time, let's say Miss Nee, when you feel, I'm not sure whether you had that before, like demotivated, when your energy is really low. So how do you really then manage this part with a team?
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I have that actually a few months ago. I was in the journey of, something inside me telling me to improve my channel, but I don't know what was that. You just know
Okay.
you need to, and it calling inside you, you have to, but because I also figured out my way too, right? Because it's the first time of me doing this YouTube thing and still learning every day by myself. But content and creative is something is you cannot be machine. You have to to find that source and to find that energy and why. And
Mm,
then I decided to stop my live stream for a while, and it's really not this channel but another channel,
mm.
and I go on hunting for that answer. And I'm honest to the team. I say, hey, we do this for 7 years. I do it myself 7 years, but my team just start join me 4 years. And I say I need to have a transition for the channel. I need the next growth curve for the channel. I don't know what is that, but it looked like we have to change a lot. And I go to this 20-day trip in Vietnam with Ava. She just
Ah,
back from school holiday. So beside of training and teaching, I spend a lot of time to just myself go, and same like you go for your retreat. I go to hunt um, the creative in me again.
mm,
And when I go there, I pump into all the amazing people that it's in my land, in my country, in my people, that I never knew I can have this opportunity to pump into them. A nation artists who are craftsmen, do wooden, do clay, and they are nation artists. It's been approved by the government that they do this for 35 years, 40 years, and yet they drop it in the line of disappear forever because they don't have a generation to take over. And that's motivate me to go back to YouTube again and say, hey, now I'm going to do this art and culture videos to promote them and to introduce them to the world, and it give me a drive again. So I will fly back to Vietnam next week, and I
oh,
will start this 10-day trip again to go one by one house of all these amazing artists,
ah,
to do podcast and do video with them. So again, it's a day that you feel low. You feel like, should you stop the YouTube? Is it enough? Is it too tired? Is back to back work, and then you don't have motivate for that. And you honest to your team, right? I honest to my team. I tell them the truth because they ask me, hey, I don't have much video to cut. I don't have much video to do. I say, hey, it's not I don't want to make more video. I just get tired and sick of doing video, and everybody enter to that state. Whoever that going to be YouTuber, I will tell you that you will enter to that space when all the YouTuber tell you after 3 years they feel burnout whatsoever. It's a real thing. It's a real thing because the stagnant is there, and you're not sure why you still continue doing it when it's not a source of income for you, because this is not making income for me, it's actually bleeding income for me.
mm,
And yet you have to do it because it's a meaningful thing that the world need more knowledge, and so do the artists that I just shared, right? Where they job and they just sit there and do everything, and every day the same thing repeated. That's make them become an artist. And yet COVID happened, the world changed so fast, young people go travel, they expected that, oh, I go to the phone and they have a Google address and I will go there, right? But all these people is like in a deep in the local house, where for you to go there you need to go with another local who can speak English, and then who can tell the story about them. Is they have so much story, they have so much richness about their life and what they've been doing, and it's so amazing, like how can you bring all this to tell the world that, yeah, I have a way for you to come to visit all these amazing artists and to
Mm.
save the village that going to die. So a
Oh,
lot of village already die from the handcraftmanship, and that's a very sad, that's really sad, and only few more left
it's
now that I feel.
reality in art scene,
Yes, yeah.
not easy. Yes.
So I think my answer would be honest to your team, upfront to
Mm.
them, and let them make a choice.
Yes.
Because sometimes when you share the honesty like this, some people will leave you and they quit because they come because of the first time who are you as a person.
Yeah.
Sometimes you change, people may not accept who you are now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, it's true. I think this is the part. Be transparent with the team. Just be honest with the team. Like
yeah,
there are times that I have low energy. Like I told you I overwork, and because I travel around in the past a lot. Even now I do travel a lot as well, but it's a different kind of like a traveling. So in the past, the travel was really from back to back, and the moment I step into the other country is go to the office. After I go to the office, I start to work and so on. So really, my energy becomes really low. You have to understand that. It seems like I always think, why is it sitting in the plane? It gets so tiring.
yeah.
It seems like
I
I'm
think
just
people like us who move too much, we cannot anymore.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes. So you need to recover, but we didn't have time to recover. So we push ourselves in terms of the energy. So it pushed so much that there are times really our energy gets really low, and we just tell the team, give us some space. And my team members, I think they are very I'm very blessed, I must say. In the past, my team members are really very appreciative of what I've done, and they understand. They know that my energy is really low. They will say that, okay, what can I do for you? So
yeah,
let's be transparent with the team, and when we build a really good culture, the team will know that, okay, you are really low. So, but the key thing is there are times it's the other way. So what happens is when we saw our team, get lost and unmotivated. Are there
yeah,
situations like that? Like just now, Miss Lee was saying, yes, because of some changes, the team members maybe in the end get demotivated because you have changed your direction, right? Yeah, me too. Like in my organization in the past, our direction sometimes have to change really fast. Especially
yeah,
we went through the period of like, we're in the financial sector. We went through the period of like when the US president changed, the stock market would actually move, when certain policies change, like in China, all of a sudden, and things would change as well. And in the industry in the past, it used to be like more when it comes to investing, it is like a brick and mortar. And then after that, you went to this thing called the fintech. And then there's the Web3. Then subsequently, there's the COVID. You know, a lot of things would happen in the industry and change comes in. And that's where there are times where the team get really lost with all these changes. And we really have to change fast. So this is how, as leaders, we have to brace ourselves. Like
yeah,
today, I have a mentee who actually called me. So she has a boutique. Okay. So it is what happened was because it's in retail space and the shopping mall is going to renovate the escalator, and her shop happens to be on the second floor, and she has another 9 months of lease. So this is where she has an issue because now retail shop, I can tell you, selling clothes. And you know what kind of clothes she sells? She actually sell the clothes as for like, I must say, I have to be very honest, I won't buy the clothes
yeah,
because I don't like the style of it, right? But she has been doing it for many years, and it's like a family business, passing on from, I think, the parents in the 90s all the way to her, and she's still holding it right now. And
yeah,
she's so afraid if I will say, and she asked me what to do. I said, you know what? Just go online. And yeah, she did. She's not going on TikTok, but every time the audience is like, less than 10 people. And so she asked, now she wants to go to digital marketing and e-commerce. Yeah. And what should she be doing? I said, if I were you, just close the shop. Frankly speaking, I would just say that because it is not working anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody, like my daughter, is not buying clothes from the online store. Okay.
True.
And part of the online, my daughter is not buying clothes from the online store. They are not buying clothes from the retail store. And the retail stores, it's meant for what? In Ion, there is this particular Korean brand of the makeup. A lot of people go there, but you cannot buy the stuff from there. You go there is just to test the
Yes.
colors, and you buy online.
Yeah.
So the shop space right now is just for people to test. And right now, I buy my makeup. I have this brand which I use. Okay. So what I do is I don't really need to even go to the shop space. They have actually the AI tool, okay, and put my face there, and I just put the lipstick, and after that, I will see my lip color and see if I like it or not. It's even better than me putting on the lipstick because normally nobody will put the lipstick on the lips, right? Yeah, it's so unhygienic. So I don't even need to go to the store. So things have to change. And that's where sometimes when things change, the team gets really demotivated. So
Yeah.
this is the part where we really need to know then that since leadership energy can be trained now, I
Yeah.
just want to ask, so if we want to train and we want to have our team members also to have that kind of energy, how do we then do that? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So
Is it like a
I
skill or is it like an attitude? That sometimes we don't really know, right? Yes.
I think I like what Pauline just shared about. She also honest to her team about her tired when event and all this, and the team understand. I'm very blessed. I have similar team. Like you say, they know that the leader is very tired when she's on stage and she have to train. So when I come down, they always take care of me. They make sure like they don't over tired me. Or because sometimes you teach people, and when you step down, a lot of people come to you, tend to want a private conversation with you. So you have to have people to help. Hey, go out to the room because we need to reset the room. You talk to her in the class. You can ask her in the class. Try to don't let her rest, right? So they involve to make sure that you have a space, because sometimes people try to hold you until you cannot go and pee.
Yes,
To
yes,
be
yes. Yeah, I
yeah,
remember that during my summit.
yeah. Like you human, you need to release the water too, and
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you say, hey, let's go of what for the toilet break, and no, the people that don't need the toilet break forget that we need a toilet break.
No, they have
Right.
done it,
Yeah.
right?
And they have
But
done it.
but
Yeah.
we are the ones like the first one, the second one, the third one. Then after that, I've got to tell them, oh, sorry, there's only 15
Yeah.
minutes break. And I also need to go.
Yeah. Yeah. So and go back to when the team is it the team when they need rest, right? How do you help them, and how do you share with them? That's why I have a routine in my organization and my team. I don't know if you have that, but we kind of cover for one of at each other. For example, I just have a boy that just go for meditation trip for 15 day, and he off the phone, right? And I'm the one who suggests he needed, right? So when you tell the person that you need a 15-day get out from our face because it's good for you, because we think it's time for you to go for that,
Wow,
right?
yes, my
So that
lighten.
yeah, and then another member who we feel like he overworked, we will refuse to give him work, or say like take out all his name in the schedule. He need to go for
A break.
meditation and relax and all that. I say, yeah, but I still want to work. I'm okay. I say, I know you're okay, but we're not okay to work with you, right? So it kind of a commitment of one of each other. When you feel the energy, you feel the person is burnout, you feel that this person need a break,
Mm,
uh, we have to give that space for the person break.
mm,
But at the same time, before that person can take that break, from day one, I already trained my team
mm.
to can do a job from that person in case they on emergency leave or they on MC. So you don't have to be perfect in that role. You just need to know a general to
Yes.
manage when that person disappear for 1 week or two. So I
Mm,
think I say that's the very important skill in leadership when you don't have to selfish, just know what you're doing and don't care what the other person do. You can learn a little bit from there to here, from that person role. May you may need to support them when you need it, but from day one, that's what I guide them. So
Mm.
now when one of the team member when they burn out, then that's how we do it. Now I think that is not a difficult task for me, but I think the most difficult task for me is when all the team member burn out. And that's
uh,
happened when you run event, right? You run event, and after event everybody is disaster, right? The
yeah.
public don't see it, everybody fall sick, everybody will be on, like, at home and cannot move, right? In that situation is the worst. So after few years of doing it, now I learn. So every time we do event, we will always book a 1 week after event is no add on anything in schedule. So we
Mm.
make sure that even the thing not happen, we make sure the team need the rest the week after that, because we
Wow.
handle a big room, we handle a big group of guests fly over, logistic thing, and then the, service and food and car and transportation and flying and blah blah blah, so much that after that the team will be go, that's it, they also done, not just the speaker but the logistic behind. So we learned that. So now the system will be everybody after the class done, they will off for another week. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I,
I
I,
have to give that. I
I
have to
was
give.
going to say I'm very guilty about this.
Oh, really?
Oh, you didn't know how we were
Oh, I
running?
don't know. I don't know. Oh my God.
Oh,
Because
it's
I
back
think
to back,
the
back to back.
the back to back is really killing. It's
Not only
really
back to
killing.
back, because after the
Yeah.
event, we do a lot of follow up. So come back,
Yeah.
yeah, within 3 days, there must be some follow up. All
Oh
right.
my God. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So it has to like be a continuation on the follow up process. Of course,
Yeah.
and most of them they just take like a 1 day break, like off day,
Oh,
and after that they come back the next day.
yeah.
Yes, and we have like events after events, and after that they still have to kind of like run what we term as the previews. Yeah, things will still have to continue to run. So imagine that we really constantly. That's why yes, my team does have a lot of like burnout. So that's where in terms of the burnout, we take turns for them to rest. I can't afford to have the whole team to really rest at a point of time when I was running the organization, right? So I mean, you are really good. You can do that, and you really as a leader, this is not
Yeah.
easy to really
Yeah.
put everything down and let it go to say that okay,
Because
we
you
will
have to think of, if you're
the
going to
longer
let them rest more, it means you
yeah
less make revenue, and you have to think
yes
so hard
yes
between money and your team, which one is more important. And
precisely
when I tell people this, people say, "Wow, you let your team rest for 1 week, so you don't make money." I say, I have to, I have to accept that, or if not, my team will drive crazy for 3 days, and then they will leave. They will completely leave, right? And train another team, it costs more money and energy. So, and I think Pauline will understand this pain when your whole team break down, when your
yeah
whole team burn out. You can't do anything. You can't, even you call them, they in bed, in medication, they in
oh
fever, they in I cannot okay, I'll get back to you. They also can tell you that they get back to you. They can't move, right?
oh,
Because they completely destroy from after the
oh
events. It's
I see.
not, it's not easy. Yeah.
I think mine is not so bad in this sense. I
Yeah.
think
My one is bad because
maybe one
in
or two, yeah,
sorry.
maybe
Yeah.
one or two are fall sick, but
Yeah.
not like the whole team because
I
we
think
do
the
really
whole thing because the
very
flu, right? Sometimes you run event, people sick inside the event, and then
yes I
after that participant leave, the
yeah
sickness will pass to the logistic.
yes
When
I know
enter to the workplace, the logistic can be healthy, but you
yeah
can't disconnect with the participant, right? You
uh,
face everybody in the room, like few hundred people. The chance of you to don't get some cold and sick from them is so
yeah
rare.
the bugs. Yes, I know viruses. Yeah, so this
Yeah.
is where, which is why we went back to the first place of in terms of building our immunity system, our health, in order for us to continuously kind of like run such events, and we really take care of our diet during like our training. We take care of the diet very well. We don't really eat fried or whatever. Not. So we really have a lot of like fruits, vegetables, those kind of things, and plus vitamins. And so these are the key things that we normally would get our team members to do. So the key now the last question, maybe I want to ask Nhi is this: we talk a lot about like leaders who really are quiet, but how about those who are speaking? Let's say if they really speak well and they really want to lead, but now they don't have the leadership skill, can it be trained?
Yeah, I think it can be trained, but it's not everybody can be trained.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's a willingness, the
Mm.
willingness of. I find it's very hard to do what we're doing, Pauline. Do you feel that? First, you have to bond with it, and then you have to want to do it. And the more you do it, the longer you find the responsibility is more and more. And
Mm.
sometimes you love your team so much, you don't know if you want to give this to them. I don't
Mm.
know. That's how I feel all the time. The more I do, the more I feel like no wonder why people don't want to be a leader. It's so much responsibility, and you have to be happy to take that responsibility with no complaint, no no backup plan, and yet you have to tell them the truth. You have to groom them at the same time when they fall or they fail or they burn out or they tired or they you can't help them. You have to
Mm.
let them feel all that to appreciate the dryness of journey of being a leader. So I don't know if you have that feeling, but I still have that up to now. It's still very hard for me
I
when
think
ask another
I
person to do it. Yeah.
quite fortunate. I
Yeah.
do have we did groom quite a few leaders when we were in our in my previous company, and they really do very well. I think we are really lucky in that, and they run many years with us. Many of my in terms of we term them as my team members. Eventually they become like my business partners, and they become leading in terms of the different countries, the GMs. They have been with us for like 10 over years. Yes, so many of them, like I do have like a few came during when they were like early 20s. And by the time they
Mm.
become leader, they were like late 20s, like
Yeah.
after 7, 8 years, okay, of being with us. Of course, they start with attending our program, then after become our interns, and then they graduated, they come over to work for us from the bottom, and we realized that, oh, this like that few can become really leaders. We groom them to become leaders, and subsequently they take over. It's really I must say, need to be able to identify them and train them. Of course, there must be certain aptitude first, right?
Yeah.
And after the aptitude, we train them to really expose them in terms of the leadership, right? Not everyone, like what Miss Nee is saying, wants to take up that responsibility, is true. But in the
Yeah.
first place, when we get those people in, I kind of like maybe it's in me, in the nature. I know who are the ones who forever will want to just be okay, don't touch me. I'm happy just doing this. Okay.
Yes.
We call
Yes.
this called the specialist. Okay. I used to want to force that person to become like a manager. No. In the end, no.
Yeah. No.
All right. I tell him, you go back to become a specialist. Okay. Because I find that if I don't promote the person, I find very, it's like he has been doing well in his job. Okay.
Yeah.
In this current one. But if I move him up, that means he has to start to be a manager and start to lead. But he can't.
Yeah.
Right? So don't force it. Okay. And but I feel bad. I feel bad because the person is not promoted after so many years. The rest got promoted, but he's not, right? He's actually the
Yeah.
oldest, kind of like the oldest team member in the
Yeah.
company. So in the end, we came up with this track called the specialist track. Let him be the specialist in that particular area. And I also counsel him to let him know that if you don't want to take on the leadership track, your career will be stagnated at a certain level like this. We can't pay you more than that unless you're
Yeah.
so specialized that you can do certain things that no one else can do. But he said he's happy with that. And you know, so surprisingly, there are people who wants to do that. Right. But if you want to be a leader, really that when the aptitude is there, I always believe if someone want to be, there will be that kind of aptitude, and definitely it can be trained,
Yeah.
right? So that's the part that we want to share with you today about this topic about leading with energy. So you know a lot about, wow, when we talk about this energy thing, the inner energy versus the external energy, how it can
Yeah.
come with the physical, emotional, and even in mental. I think Miss Nhi also, we talk about mental as well. I must say this is one form of an energy. We read a lot, we go for programs a lot,
Yeah.
and Miss Nhi is like me. If I want to show you my certificates, so a lot of people thought, wow, you have so many certificates. Yeah, because we went to a lot of different kind of learning to get ourselves prepared as a
Yeah.
leader as well in different skill
That's right.
sets, right?
Yeah.
And that brings in the energy because we are able to talk intellectually and
Yeah.
share with the team members as well as the participants. Okay?
Yeah.
So, thank you very much for joining us for this episode. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to write it down in the comments below. We will take note of it. And if you have any topics on leadership that you also want us to share, feel free to put it in the comments as well. All right?
Yeah.
So, and remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye. See you in the next episode.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we are all in the YouTube, socials like Insta, FB, TikTok, and remember to watch out for our next video. Bye.